Okay. So yeah, that was how I became interested in it, because I just had this mission that I would just have more control over my finances, and I wouldn't leave my pension up to some unknown figures that were managing my money and charging me thousands to do it. I would, I would really take control, and it's not something that I do naturally. I'm much more of a wordsmith than a numbers person. But I've always have been quite interested in politics and economics and all that kind of thing. I did economics to a sort of, up to the age of 18, and I was going to do it at university, but changed my mind. But it is still of interest. But what I find appealing about the whole Forex thing as a concept is that it is your show, so you have your account, which is like a bank account. It's your decision to take a trade, it's your decision how much it is, and you are in control of it. And the markets are sort of like this great big candy store that you can go in and choose what you want. I mean, that is obviously oversimplifying it, but do you know what I mean? It's like I'm the one making the choice, I'm the one making the decision, whereas I just felt that in my professional life it was becoming more and more out of my control. And however hard, let's say I'm still involved in it, it just allows me to be a lot pickier the projects that I get involved with. So I've been thinking about it and researching it, and I did a free trial, and I really looked into it in a lot of depth, because that's sort of my nature to do that. But I signed up, and I'm just starting trading on my demo account, and my objective is to be earning money by the end of May. Yeah, I mean, it's the only business I know, and especially in the current circumstances, where, well, I mean, I flagged up a report yesterday to Sarah where it said that half of the world's working population could lose their livelihood through COVID. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. So anyway, that's what really, really appeals to me. And I say it's the only thing that I know where you can make money regardless of what's happening in sort of in the rest of the economy, because the market will always be there, it'll always be going up and down, and there'll be opportunities to buy and sell and make money. And it ticks so many other boxes as well for me, because I still do other work, and I've got 3 school-age children and a whole load of animals and a bit of land, and just I've got quite a busy life that you really shouldn't spend too much time on Forex. It's a very focused thing. You learn that there is a lot to learn. I'd say it's a fairly, I wouldn't say it's a steep learning curve. I mean, when you first start, there is this sort of overwhelm. I mean, it's like you've walked into a room and everyone's talking another language, and you think, I don't understand this at all. But I have to say, Sarah is a brilliant teacher / mentor, and I'm sort of totally confident that I will do it, and I will carry on progressing. and become a more sophisticated trader as the months tick by. So there's stuff to learn, but you can't, I don't think you can do it too quickly, although people come to it at different rates, and some people literally start trading within the first week and, you know, off they go. You know, it's
Well, Helen, I don't know if Sarah told you, but I traded the markets for 14 years. And I
all right.
understand, yeah. So I understand this system is going to have a learning curve, but at least I have the basics. You know, I day
Yeah,
traded currencies and commodities, and I was a full-time day trader for 14 years. So,
right. Oh,
yeah,
well,
I just wanted to
you'll
let you
be
know.
well ahead of it. I'm sure it'll just be a case of you know, refreshing and just becoming familiar with the new software tools
Mhm.
and all that kind of thing. So I'm sure you will zip into it very quickly then.
And we have
Uh,
someone else on our team who is, sorry, Helen, who's one of Helen's friends, who is British but lives over here, and she worked in New York banks for a long time, didn't she?
yeah, well, she was actually, well, it's more insurance, but
Insurance, was it?
she was a risk analyst and worked for Marsh, which is one of the big insurance companies, and others, and worked in Lloyd's of London and all the rest of it. And she's taken to it very well. But I mean, that's also the beauty. That I've got another friend that started
Yeah.
doing it, who is not
Well,
a
she's
sort of,
an ex-care worker. Yeah.
and you know, by inclination is an artist and
Yeah.
a, you know, she's not at all uh, any kind of business person or figures or anything. But as Sarah said, well, it, you know, really once you get used to it, it is just spotting patterns. You know, in the charts and having the confidence in the method that that you're right. So and I can really see that now, and so many people have said, so it must be true, that the psychology of it is what's really important, because the actual, once you get into the mechanics of it, you know, does this match up, does it meet this criteria, you know, put this indicator on, you know, once you get used to all that bit, you know, the difference between a good trader and a bad trader is what's going on in your head. And in this team, it sort of really drummed into you about how to do it for in a risk averse manner. And, you know, slow and steady wins the race, and you're looking to build your account, you know, 2 to 3%, you know, very low risk, you know, compounding your account, and you will get the results. So, because when you mention Forex trading to people, they sort of often there's like a sharp intake of breath and, oh, be careful because you can lose all your money, sort of thing. But I have been very impressed at how diligent and say you're taught to be cautious, and the win rates are very healthy. You know, they're sort of just over 90%, I think, sort of in the low 90s. So a few trades are lost, but they are in the minority because and they have come up with all these amazing software tools that really do just tell you what to do. So for a novice like me, it's really good. Although I'm, you know, I'm in my, you know, my life is online and has been for many, many years, actually. In fact, I've always done a lot of work with American companies, and after 9/11, everything went online, I would say. and certainly conference calls and all that kind of thing. I mean, it just all changed. So I'm very comfortable with all the software side of it and learning new platforms, but the actual there's a lot of sort of things to bring together. But once you've got that in your head, and say if you've already done that, I would just think this is just sort of taking that step forward into this, modern way of doing it with slightly different software platforms and that kind of thing, and just getting used to it, and then away you go.
Okay, well, what I would really like to get into a couple of things. One is what it takes. I don't have much money right now. When I traded, I wasn't working, so I ended up spending all of my investment money on living expenses, and I broke about even as far as trading is concerned. And a lot of it was psychology. It was like I would be scared every time I had to enter a trade. So I've done a lot of work in that area, but I don't want to waste your time or mine if I don't have what is needed to do this, to start and move forward with it. And then the other thing I would want to know is, exactly what the system is, how much are we interacting with other people, and how much how much is automated and how much is our decision. So if you guys could answer those questions, it'd be great.
Yeah, I'll just go into, I've got some things up to show you.
Okay.
So let me, I was just updating a result for you. Right, so let me share screen and show you first of all what I did today. So I did 2 trades this morning because the biggest volume, as you know, is London session. Oh, a little bit about my background. I have been in the same industry as Helen, bricks and mortar businesses, got divorced, moved over here so I could be mortgage free, had to have a business that I could run, which was holiday letting apartments, closed down by COVID. Fortunately, I was interested enough because I live on my own and I wanted some online passive side income to find Forex. I've been in some MLM stuff before, but never, and been off to events, but never made anything out of it, but enjoyed the community online. So I started Forex May 2018, actually on the 18th of May. So I'm coming up to my 3rd year in it. And thank God I'm in it. I mean, just thank God, because all my income overnight just shut down, so that was a huge shock, as you can imagine. So that's my background. So first of all, let me show you the 2 trades I took this morning. So London's the biggest session, followed by New York, followed by Asian. And I did 2 trades. I did Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. Don't be scared by the fact that mine looks like Star Wars. It's just the system I learnt. We have another system that Helen uses. We don't do any automated trading. We have artificial intelligence built in, which looks at the history of the market to give us trade ideas. And I have to say here, disclaimer, past performance doesn't indicate future profits. We are not allowed to share money percentages or jewelry, cars, flash lifestyles, because the company's been going 7 years. We just buy the software and tools off them on a subscription basis, and it's very FTC compliant. It has to be. It's a AAA rated home business opportunity. So think of it like a private university where we're receiving an education. We get a lot of help. We get software and tools from a $200 million trader, Chris Terry. He developed the Harmonic scanner, which is what I use, which is free with the lowest package. And we are also educating ourselves, and then with our broker account and our own money, and we start small, $50 or $100 once we go live. Don't start with a large account, and never risk more than 3%. And that is drummed into us the whole time. So I risk 2%, some people risk 3%. And I always put a stop loss on. My case, it's 10 pips. So I've always, and as soon as my trade has moved 10 pips in profit, like this one, I did 10 pips on a sell. Here, I got it marked up with an alert. I'm off cooking or gardening, the pale blue alert, I've got a trend line on it. The alert went off. I came and looked at it. It filled my 3 confirmations. I got in for the sell. I had the alert set at 10 pips, and it stalled out. And I thought, I won't wait for the 20. Usually I'll do 20 pips. Wait for 10 pips stop loss to 20 pips is a 1 to 2 risk to reward. I've made therefore 4% for the day, because we work off our growth and compounding growth. And I got out of the trade. So I did that in 20 minutes. And then my other one, I took one other, which was this one, which I've marked up for you, which was GN, Great British Pound, New Zealand dollar. Again, I had the alert set, the little alarm clock went off. It crossed my, what I call a pitchfork, a trend line. It had crossed up. This is the current momentum in the market, the orange line. I got in there and I did 15 pips up to that blue line that I had marked. And I did that in 15 minutes, and that was 25 pips, which is my personal daily goal. 20 pips for a trade goal or 25 pips for a daily goal. So I've earned my 2% for the day, which is more than any bank pays most people in a whole year. And the irony is, even on like 100,000 in a bank account and they're paying you about 1%, they go off and trade Forex with it, with our money, make an absolute fortune, and, you know, come and give us back, you know, absolutely nothing. So that was me done for the day. And then I spend the rest of my day live trading. We have 8 hours a day to cover all time zones. We have a nice big group of traders and, as you know, very supportive community. So then they're all recorded. So then we record our results. My win rate's 91%. I think I'm slightly higher. I worked it out the other day, an average of 28 pips per trade. And that's just my 1 hour a day that I do for everybody free of charge, Monday to Thursdays. So I've just updated it while we were on the call. I called out live on my call, Great British Pound, Swiss franc buy for 20 pips. And it did that while we were on the call. So, and I don't trade live for the team tomorrow. So that's the results, and that's that. And then down here, you'll see it says the 10 pip a day club, the Harmonics, Kevin trading blue. You know, we've got various people. And then we have a chat in Discord, raining pips. Sarah Jane, Helen goes on her call, very basic, be your own bank, which is our key strategy. She's just done 100 pips. 34 on EuroCAD, I mean, etc., etc. And here are the ones, 122 with EuroCAD. These are live accounts. These calls are recorded. You know, these are not false results. These are real results of all our team trading together. So here you'll see the live trading sessions. We're all on each day. Some people cover Canada and America at 3 a.m. EST. We have a beginner orientation session, the agenda, where to find everything. And then I was going to show you.
Oh, hold on, because I'm lost already.
Okay.
Well, I have a few questions actually. Yeah. So how much? So it sounded like you got like 25 pips in one day.
Correct.
Is that right? 2 trades.
Yeah.
But how much time did you spend actually watching the market to make those trades?
I didn't watch the market. I set my charts up. For me, I was on a call late last night, which was my choice, which is the particular educator that I like to follow on Go Live. These are the top big traders. There's about 80 of them, which are free. They're like the university professors. So I was on his call at 12:30 UK time, 1:30 my time. So while I was listening to that call, I marked up my charts. So I put alerts on those trend lines, which I've taken off the scanner, and I set the alarms. Then I go away and I wait for my alarms to go off, and I come back and look at the trades. I don't sit there for 5 hours staring at price moving up and down. I mean, that's how to go completely crazy and get very tired.
That's what I did every morning.
It's all sort of set up for us. So to be fair, that's the paid version of TradingView, which costs about $10. You can get a free alert system, which is called call alerts, or I can't remember the name of it, call something or other. So there's a free alert system that you can get, but that's how we do it. We mark our charts up and we wait. And we've also, Helen knows this, Kevin has just developed this software for us called the Ninjacator, which shows you red down, green up with a pointy arrow, and you can set an alert to ping, come and get in the trade. It could, and he's an professional policeman, but he likes developing software as a hobby. Now he's retired. He's just done this amazing piece of software for us free of charge, and that's just on our own team. Okay, so
your team
is this team.
That's what I have to understand. Your team, is it a certain time of day? Is it running 24/7, or what is that?
It's running 24/7. The baby boomer power hour is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 a.m. EST. There's one for America at about, I forget the time, that was David. Hang on, let me look. 11 a.m. EST, she's in America. Then we have all this, I won't go into it in detail, but this is the university in effect. And it has a lot of little just 5-minute videos. Some of them are longer, but this is the menu on the left. So under academies, part of the university, FRX English, Christopher Terry has put all this together. General education, little 5-minute videos. What's traded, market participants, when to trade, buy versus sell. They're literally 5 minutes long. They are longer as you go through the series 2, which gets a little bit more, what is a trend, how to set up your MetaTrader 4. Some of them are 10 minutes long. And then if I go back to home, and I'll show you where the TV channel is. So I'm #1 in France, and I've completed all the academy. There isn't a series 4, so I'm up to the top level. I've done the whole thing, and I'm #1 here in the European team. And then on Go Live, we've got the professors, if you like, and top featured session, just fantastic people, and a lot of them from projects, university dropouts. One was going to be a doctor, decided not to. One had been in the army. I mean, just really ordinary people who have taken to this and have just mastered it big time and pass on everything they know. So if you want to trade gold or crypto, we have really fantastic people with over 90% win rates. And then you just pick a channel.
Sarah, so there's all this education, but it seems like it could be confusing, like everybody's teaching something different, right?
Everyone's teaching something different, but in our group, we have 2 key strategies. Be Your Own Bank Paul is our anchor man. He's on at 9 a.m. UK time. All sessions are recorded. We do watch lists, which we drop into our announcements here. I've just put some of mine in today. So you can, if you can't get on the sessions, there's my buy from the live trading session that did the 20 pips. And I said, if price stalls, get out at 10 pips. 3 more comments. Oh, there's one more from me. Kevin. So we're putting trade ideas in, and then.
So you have 2 strategies in your group, is that right?
We have 2 key strategies because they are the simplest. The Be Your Own Bank, and one that I teach on my session. I just happened not to do it today because there wasn't anything that grabbed my fancy, and it's called 25 to Life. And you just pull on. We give you the 4 settings. It's one thing you pull across, and you wait for it to trigger, and you set a sell limit or a buy limit. So you can do a pending order there if you want to.
Okay, so I haven't traded Forex. How much is it per pip? So if you made 25 pips,
okay.
What does that come out to?
Okay, I'll show you.
Okay.
So myfxbook.com is what we use here. It's free. Forex calculators, position size calculator, So say you had a USD currency account, and say you had $100 in it when you started live, and on the BYOB we do 3%, and you did a stop loss, that may vary, the stop loss by the way, of 10 pips, and you were trading Euro USD, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Press calculate. Oh, must enter a valid number. Don't understand that. Okay, let me try. Let me 200. I don't understand why it did that at 3%. Calculate. You'd be risking $6, and that would be a lot size of 0.06. So that's a micro lot. So that's 60 cents. So 60 cents times 25 pips, which gives you whatever that is. I haven't got a calculator out. 3 to 12, 15. So that would be, I think that would be $15 you'd win, wouldn't it?
So you're making like $15 a day?
Well, no, I'm not, but I'm not, because that's not my account size. I'm not. I've got a bigger account, but I'm not allowed. This is being recorded, and then even if it wasn't, I'm not allowed to tell you what money, percentage, or growth. I've been doing this nearly 3 years, remember? So I will say to you that I have a 4-figure account size, not 5-figure yet, but a lot bigger than that. So my lot size, okay, if I put in, this is not my account size. If I put in 10,000 up there as an account size at 3%, risking 10 pips on Euro USD, calculate, that would be 3 lots, where each lot, that's a full lot size, is worth, each lot is worth $10. So I'm risking $300 there, and I go for 10 to 20. So if I did 20 pips, then I will have made $600.
So when you say lots, are you talking about what used to be called contracts? That's what we used to call it. If you know,
yeah, your contract size. Yeah. So if I do lot size here, just wondering if there's an image. Standard lot, there, is that what you mean by contracts on commodities? So micro lot is 0.01, and that tells you profit and loss. Mini lot is 0.1, which is worth $1. A standard lot is 1.0, which is worth $10. And how many lots that you are allowed to put on by your broker depends on your account size, because they won't let you get into a margin call and blow your account. So because of compliance and regulation. So a lot of people want to have, which is fine, a leverage of 1 to 500. Some brokers, and I think it's particularly true in the States, will only offer you a leverage of 1 to 20 or 1 to 30.
And how much is it per lot that you have to have? $100? Is that what you said?
No, I'm talking about how much you put into your bank account, as Helen said, your own broker account when you start trading. So we recommend that you only put in $50 or $100 when you start, and only do 0.01, do pennies to start with, to get the psychology of your trading and your consistency working. Because once you've mastered the process, you can then start to dump in $50, $100 and put more in each week or month. But it's like putting a frog in a boiling pot. You want to boil slowly.
I understand that. What I was asking is, how much money does one lot represent? In other words, if I put in $1,000, how many lots can I trade for that?
Depends on your leverage with your broker. So $1,000 at 3% on Euro USD, and remember your lot size varies according to the currency pair, because some are weighted. Not all currency pairs are equal.
Right.
So that would be $30 at 0.3. But if I change that to say Euro NZD, Euro at New Zealand dollar, then that would calculate that. You'd need I would round that up. You can round it up or down, but 489. So I'd say 0.5. So you'd need $5. So you'd be risking 30 there, because they're not all weighted differently, and you'll either lose
Yeah.
money or be leaving money on the table. Okay. Equally, if I change that to say Great British Pound to US dollar, oh, it's come out the same, 0.3.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. We had the same thing with contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different according to which currency you were trading. And some of this I've forgotten. I have to kind of, you know, it's been
because
10 years since I traded.
Some people, when they start trading, they don't think that they need to bother with lot sizes, but I like to instill it in people that they should start with thinking about lot sizes from day one. Because say you did a trade of 10 pip stop loss to 10 pip gain and on Euro USD, and you lost that trade. So you lost your 10 pips and you thought, oh, okay, I'm going to make it up on Euro NZD and I'll put my same 10 pip stop loss. But you wouldn't make the money up because that is worth less money. Yeah. And people kind of don't get their head round that at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to understand the lot sizes, but that's done for you. And then we look at the Forex factory red flag news, and we don't trade 1 hour either side of red flag news affecting that particular currency. Because of let the market settle down, the volatility. And sometimes, like particularly next Friday is non-farm payroll. So there we are. Next Wednesday they're doing it. So that most of us will not trade on that day because the bankers, the big Forex traders who are putting 250 pip stop losses and $500 million lots, they love to hide they want to buy in the market, so they'll crash it. And you'll look at the news and you'll think, well, I don't understand. There's no sense to that. And they hide what they want to do because because if everyone's in fair price, i.e. when the market's consolidating, Helen said the market goes 2 ways, buy and sell, but actually it goes 3 ways because it does also go sideways in a period of consolidation. And as you know, after price has made big moves either up or down, it needs to rest. And in the Asian session, for example, I keep my
well, and that can be a good trade entry when that sideways breaks out.
Exactly. Because it comes to 50-50 trade. So I have this indicator up here called the PCFX sessions. So green for Tokyo, yellow for London. So I can put vertical lines on and work out where price is going to make its moves. Because London, you'll get your 50 or 60 pip moves. Asian probably only moves 20 pips. But we have one guy called Les who's very good on something called the banker's strategy. And he goes through Monday's candles, open and close. Tuesday's open will often show you the high or the low of the week. It's and he actually shows you how to look at the order book. Very precise strategy, a little bit more advanced. So on here in our chat section, there's 25 to life and there's BYOB. These are our 2 main ones. And we check the call from Vibrata. We look for, in the extreme, stand a good chance, wait for BYOB to set up, which the Ninja Gator gives us, but then it may have moved on, that's fine. I state this on the checklist. Oh yeah, we have a checklist for each of our strategies. So we always, all of us, tick off our checklist. Have we got the confirmations? We follow the rules because, you know, that's what you've got to do.
When you showed that last chart, I could see a lot of Fibonacci signals.
Oh, well, I love the Fibonacci. Yeah. So some people find that a bit daunting, but as you know, these are moving averages. I do use the Fibonacci a lot, which is
well, like here's a double top. That's what I would call a double top.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
And this looks like it might be I'm trying to remember, 618 maybe.
Well, on this one, this is the hourly, so I haven't actually put a fib on this. This is based on Fibonacci. As you know, the market's fractal because this is the harmonic scanner. So I'm taking reversal trades. The harmonic scanner is plotting those 5 reversal points in the market. That's all given to us on our in our here, free as part of the lowest package. Here, strategies I go to, and then a bit slow to move. Oh, down here. These are all our products. Vibratas, where we get the BYOB from. The 25 to life is not an additional cost because it's simply a Fibonacci setting. And then I use the harmonics, and that's given to us as part, that's what Christopher Terry developed. And I simply go down the, you can use any of these brokers. So there's a new, taking a bit of time to load.
I just get really excited. I love patterns.
Well, I love patterns, and I believe me, I was sorry, this isn't loading. It might be because I'm on Zoom. I don't know. I was the absolute dunce at school with maths, a complete, absolute panic attack with anything to do with maths. Although I can do quick mental calculations, like in a shop, or if a guest used to call me and say, how much will it cost me for 4 people for 2 nights or something. I don't know why this isn't loading at the moment, but the harmonic scanner is proven out of 100,000, 89% accurate. Chris Terry developed it with Scott Carney, who originally took the Gartley pattern. There's 5 different patterns. I mean, I absolutely love it because it does it for you, and it's got Fibonacci built into it. And then I stick on the pitchfork, which saves me drawing lines of support and resistance. So literally, I just pick the pitchfork tool on TradingView. You have to plot it accurately, and then it's valid forever. So if I go back over, I've been following the harmonic for, look, there's all my patterns, which some people go, oh my God, how the hell does she trade doing that? But I'm a lazy person. I just click things on and off, and I wait for price to move into the pattern. I get rid of the rest, and I use the pitchfork that's on there. I check it hasn't glitched. And, you know, but you don't have to do it that way. You know, the one that I've said to Helen to use while she's new and her team is to stick with BYOB, because Kevin's worked all the software out. It's what Paul and a lot of the other trainers use. I just happen to have learnt this strategy over a year ago, and I don't want to change because it works for me. So people come on my sessions if they want the harmonics and they want the 25 to life. So I do one of the strategies. I keep all the BYOB indicators there. I can show people what they mean. I can show them and say, overlay it if you want to take a BYOB trade idea off me, you know. So, but I just stick with my harmonics and pitchforks and quarter theory, which Ilian Yotov developed, these orange dotted lines, because that's every 50 pips. That's where the bankers put their stop losses and settle everything up. Don't put your stop loss ever on quarter theory, and price always moves between levels. Yeah.
Okay, Sarah, I am not going to remember all this.
No, well, you know, you don't have to, because I don't want people to think it's complicated. I just get excited about it. You don't have to use my technical one, but I'll go back to Facebook. But it really, really works, and all the heavy lifting is done for us. And what I'll just say to you about this, because I knew you'd ask me about money, and that's absolutely fine. What I earned today in 25 minutes, right, whatever it was, and then I've been teaching and I've been doing other calls today as well, but in that 25 minutes, what I earned today, if I did that every day for just that, and I can take trades all day, every day if I want to, for over 5 days, trading days a week, 20 days a month, times a year, pays me exactly the same on my account size, which isn't huge, on my account size, as my UK state pension will pay me, and they deferred it for 6 years and cost me 40,000 because they moved the goalposts in a whole year. And that's after 40 years of work.
And that pays you as much in how much time? How much time of trading?
It pays in 25 minutes work a day, because I come onto the charts to get what I need out of it. The 25 minutes, the equivalent of what it took me 40 years of full-time work to earn, that has also been deferred by 6 years, They've stolen our pensions off 3.5 million women
Wow.
of my age in the UK. And that annual pension, so it's the equivalent to my annual UK state pension that I worked for 40 years, and I've done that in 25 minutes today, just by ticking those boxes and sticking to the rules and repeating the process. And I can do that all day, every day, Cara.
Okay.
And I can increase what I'm doing as well.
Okay, well, Sarah, could you tell me what the minimum I would need to start? What
Okay.
would, money and time and what?
Well, I recommend when you come on that if you come on, when you come on or whatever, that you try and do an hour a day education and try and do an hour a day live trading, whether that's with us as a team or on demo or some of it by yourself. Because in the early days, if you just say, I'm just going to spend 2 days a week on it, that's great, that's fine. It's up to you, whatever your other commitments are. But if at the beginning you can do 5 days a week of 2 hours a day, the difference between those two traders and your trading journey is something like 144 days more experience by the time you've done a year of it. So you've got to think of it like I do, like a skill for life, like my pension, like my investment, and like something that no one can ever take away from me. Because I now know I can trade even if none of this existed. Yeah. And that's what I think the mentality should be, that treat it as a marathon, not a race, and treat it as an education, and treat it as something, as Helen said, that you're in control of, that makes you feel that you've got some power in your life that no one can take away from you, and that you can do at home, quite frankly.
Well, that's one reason I was drawn to it. I haven't had a job in a very long time. I've done freelancing, I've done my own thing, but yeah, that's one of the things that has appealed to me about trading. And the other thing is I love math. I love patterns. I love seeing the patterns.
I love the patterns.
Yeah, I
love that.
had a lot of fear around making trades, and so I would make stupid mistakes, either I'd avoid the trade, or I'd get out too soon, or I'd stay in too long, even though I had stop losses. So I've done a lot of personal growth since then, and I'm willing to do more.
Yeah, and I think we've got more visual indicators now, and also remember we do it as a team, so you're not on your own. So when Helen and Tracy, one of our other team members, are going to start with me next week with demo trades, and I said, great, we'll take trades together, because they're on demo, and I'll probably go on my demo account, not a live account, so I can say, all right then, let's take this, let's take this, let's take this. Oh, why did that go right or wrong? And that's why back testing is so important. So I do spend at least, out of say 20 hours a week, I'd say 10 should be, there's 3 elements to being a successful trader. One is obviously the technical analysis and getting set up. Number 2 is the live trading. And number 3 is back testing, because any sportsman at senior level will tell you they rewatch the video of the match and see what they did right and how they won. And, Steph Curry, who you'll know, the #1 NBL basketball player, he takes 1,000 shots in practice every day, but in real games, he only takes 9 or 10 from all sorts of weird angles and everything else. And it's this practice on demo that's there to refine your strategy. So I think that's sort of everything on sort of, the psychology of trading. But
so
in terms of
I need to get started.
Well, this is the initial payment includes, I think it's about a $50 startup fee, so it's $234.95, and that is the lowest pack. So don't go for the elite, don't go for all the other stuff.
So if you can give that in writing, can't you? After this call, you can ping that over. So
yeah, I did ping it over before, but I'll ping it over again.
Okay.
And then the monthly fee thereafter, I don't know why, there it is.
But what does that cover? The $234.95. What does that cover? What does that include?
That gets you the. Let me find it again.
It basically gives you access to all the software and the training. As a general comment, but
Yeah.
And that's a one-time payment?
That's a one-time payment there. If you don't like it and you decide it's not for you, there's a no risk guarantee. Just ask for your, must be within 7 days, ask for your money back. It'll be refunded straight away. And also you're not committed to monthly billing cycles. You can cancel at any time and then they just don't charge you again at the end of the month.
But that amount is the first payment, isn't it? The second payment, there's a monthly payment, but there's like a joining fee or something, isn't it, for the first month? So what is it for the subsequent months?
This one, 174.95.
So it's $234.95 down payment and then
$174.95 thereafter. And then I recommend that you add on can't see it on here, must be under trading. Web analyzer, now called Vibrata, because that spits out up to 80 trade ideas a day. And that's the anchor. I can't see where it is on here. I know I've got it somewhere. It's the anchor product. Hang on, let me show you on here. Close that. Close that. Whoops. Don't know if that'll let me go back in. Close that. You close all that out. Okay. Let's see if it'll take me back to the home page. Yeah. So it's back office. I can just show it to you. Again. Just loading. Bear with. Here we are. Let me look under shopping cart. Just show you which one it is. It's this one. Web analyzer. When you come on.
All right.
When you come on our sessions, it'll be called Vibrata, developed by a very clever guy called Stephen Hooley. Did all the software programming, has now enhanced it with a lot of artificial intelligence. So it reads left, it reads the history of the market to the left, bless you, to predict what's going to happen to the right. And it spits out up to 80 trade ideas telling us where to green or red, buy or sell, but it's trade ideas for compliance. We're not allowed to say signals, get in, do this, do that. Yep. And that's an extra, including taxes, $16.71 per month. Bless you.
Thank you.
This one. And that's it. I wouldn't bother with any of the other stuff at the moment. I mean, Helen and I are very interested in crypto, doing that at weekends, and Gold Cup is very good. They're all over 90% win rates. All of this is really, really powerful. But for the moment, that's the one that, will get you going with covering your fee and with being able to make the equivalent per day, and then build it up from there. Okay. So the cost, Cara, works out about $8 a trading day, or $6 a day if you took 30 days a month. Okay, and that's why we have our 10 pip a day club, because we want people as soon as possible to be able to cover their costs. Then it's not costing you anything in the subscription. But 90% of people, 91% of customers only, they just want this product to trade, and they more than make their money trading. Right, about 10% of business builders, so they're building a team like me and Helen. Yeah.
And what was the first thing you said about in this last part that you said? What was the first thing about some people do this, but most people just wanna?
Most people are customers. They just want to trade. They want the products and tools and services to trade. That's about 90%, 95% out of over 200,000 people doing it, right? The other 10%, 5 to 10%, are called IBOs, independent business owners. So they want to build a team, and they'll get compensated for building a team. Because it's a private university, you have to have a sponsor in order to join, okay?
So you will be compensated if I join?
Yes. And if you introduce 2 people, you get the service for free. Okay, it's called 2 and free. I've got more than that because I've built a team over the now coming up to 3 years. So there are different levels to it, but not everyone wants to build a team because, you know, it takes time to do. You're always talking to people, and also I do an hour a day live trading free. So I've done over 50 hours live, which takes me off doing my own trading. So I had that EuroCAD marked up, and I missed 100 pips because I was on another call, not a sales call. It was actually that macroeconomic call. And I help people within our group who are not on my team, but we all help each other. It's very collaborative because sometimes I need some help. So people help me when I get stuck. So there's over 1,000 overall in our team. And then in our Ninja group, there's about 500 now. Genuinely, we're very collaborative and helpful to each other. And that's what I like about it, because we have a motto: we learn together, trade together, win together.
I like that.
Yeah, I love it. I really do love it.
And okay, so then the only other financial part is the broker, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll preface it by saying we are not allowed to recommend brokers, and I do not get compensated by anyone. I'm not affiliated to any broker, blah, blah, blah. You can ask in the group who people find popular. I can tell you that popular choices, top 10 brokers, if you typed it into Google, would be IC Markets, FX Choice, Traders Way, Hugo's Way, and Oanda, but that's maybe more UK, I don't know, and JFEX. So there are some of them. So I know Traders Way, Hugo's Way, very popular in the States, and FX Choice and IC Markets. Okay. And look at the leverage and the first deposit that you make. I think this applies to any broker. The first deposit that you make when you go live, because any of them will give you a free demo account. Oh, we like Pepperstone. Sorry, Helen and I like Pepperstone because it's C-Trader partners, and it's a web-based platform, so it'll work on any device. The old-fashioned one equivalent to your sort of Windows 7 technology is MT4, which is a hugely popular platform for trading. So we like Pepperstone as a broker simply because we can access C-Trader, which we find much more modern. You know, you can drag your stop loss up and down, lovely dashboard, lots of facilities on it. But it's a personal choice, you know, I can go into that with you. And you can have more than one broker and more than one account and more than one demo account. You know, you're not limited to just doing one thing. But the first, the first deposit that you make sure it's the same as how you want to withdraw it. I think it's just on their first one with any broker, how it matches up. So make sure you've got the right card or bank account, currency, you know, how you want to kind of operate your account for depositing and withdrawal. Yeah, you've got to make sure it suits your own way of working.
So I used to pay, I'm trying to remember, I think I used to pay my broker a monthly fee for the technical software, and then I traded him, I paid him a fee for every trade I made.
That I think is called ECN, electronic something, isn't it? But we just have ordinary broker accounts. ECN is where they charge you a standard fee per trade. We don't, none of us work like that. We just have, I think that's called Razor, isn't it? Or ECN. We don't do anything like that. I forget what it's called. ECN.
So you don't pay brokers for?
No. They make their fee off the difference between the bid and the ask on that spread. So any trade you take will start off with minus 0.7 of a pip. That's why we like Pepperstone, because and C Trader, because I can see on the C Trader what it started off at the bottom with the spread and commission. Yeah.
So it's called Pepperstone?
Pepperstone is the broker that we like. I don't know why that happened.
Is it in the UK though?
I'm not sure if it's a UK or whether it's, a lot of these are offshore based, aren't they? They are obviously regulated, but I don't know where they're, I think they're Australian.
Okay. And so how much do you think is good to start with a broker in your account? Like, what's a reasonable amount?
Well, when you open up your broker account, you don't have to put anything in there for your demo account. They'll all give you a free demo account. You do need to discuss with them before you decide which is going to be your main broker, although you can change brokers. I've changed brokers along the way. What their leverage is that they will give you. Okay, so with Pepperstone, I get 1 to 30, which is quite low on major Forex pairs, the 7 major pairs like Euro USD, USD Canadian dollar, GBP Euro. Those are the 7 major pairs. And on minor pairs, they only give me 1 to 20. Some people have broker accounts. So it depends how many trades at a time you want to get into. Some people have leverage of 1 to 500, which means they can be running 3 or 4 live trades at a time. They can be compounding quicker and faster. But I like Pepperstone and I like C Trader, so I was happy to go along with that. I answered the questions truthfully. I said I was semi-retired. You know, I don't own anything. I don't owe anything, you know, and I own my property and all that kind of thing. And that's what they offered me. So I thought, well, fine, I can still build with that. You only when you go live, and I say this to everybody, just put $50 or $100 in there. You don't need to think, oh, I'm going to put 500 or 1,000 in there. You don't want to be doing that, because as soon as you press the button on your first live trade at 0.01, you know, penny micro lot size, a cent, you know, the psychology kicks in. Oh my God, it's real money. I'm live trading. If you remember back to those days. And you just need to get smooth with the process and trust the process more than yourself, as Helen said. So it's not your emotions dominating. And then you can dollop in every week or every month, you know, another 50, another 100. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, as Helen said, you know, it's easy for a rubbish trader to blow $5,000 as it is for a trader that's got to come up by their bootstraps and learn to trade properly to build $50 and be a bloody good trader. Yeah, and once you've got that process, then you can start to increase your lot size and and you train yourself. I do not look at the money in the corner now. When I press the button, I've trained myself not to do it. I look at the pips and I look at the lot size and I look at my trading view. I don't want to be looking at the money because that could cause me to press the button to come out the trade sooner than I want. And then I'm not compounding my account according to the statistics. In my case of, you know, 10 pip stop loss to 20 pip gain, 2% risk to 4%. You know, I've got the figures in my head and that's the plan I work to and that's the plan I execute. And that's how to get, because a lot of people chase pips and they're just spinning the wheels, going round and round. Oh, I made 5 pips. Oh, I made 10 pips. You want to get along that flat line and then be compounding. And at that point, you can then be taking 50% out for your running costs and whatever you want to do and just keep the rest growing nicely. You know, so you've got to get along that flat line and build it up. And that's the way to do it.
Okay, so I understand the financial part. Now I have to understand, like, what do I do? Like, what if I want to get involved? What are the steps?
The step is to either way. We can help you with we meaning the group or whatever, or I've given you enough information, or ask Helen or ask me outside this call about broker and demo account. And then the only other thing is to look at my join link if you want to join under me, or you can pick anyone else, or you can join with Helen or whoever. And that's an intro page, and that's my enroller page. I mean, obviously it'd be nice if you joined our team. You're our kind of woman. And that's the other thing. We sometimes do virtual drinks. We are an army of women helping, women who have been, divorced, bereaved, no future job, kids to bring up. No one's going to do it for us. We're an army of women supporting each other. And okay, I belong to a group which is men and women. I've got nothing against men, obviously, but that's our particular passion. As women of a certain age who, have worked really hard. We've done our bit, with parents and kids and everything else, and we want to lead a decent, good, comfortable life and help others too. There's a big charity behind this, a very big charity as well, but we can do our own thing as well. So we're very driven by rescuing people and animals, because I know a lot of women that don't own anything and are facing quite a bleak future.
So, okay, Sarah, so if I join, like what time of day, are you usually online that I could, I'm not even sure how this works. So I would like join somehow into a group, like is it on Zoom or something?
No, as soon as you join, then I see that alert, and then I send you, well, we're friends on Facebook anyway, so I send you the invite to join the members only group, the Ninja Forex Traders.
Which is on Facebook.
On Facebook, I tag you in there and say, watch the intro and the member orientation and work your way through the units, and then go to I Am Center. I'm up, as Helen knows, I'm up because that's my choice because of
so
everything I'm doing. Yeah.
Once you join, there's the, I Am Center, which is the, the big US company where, the software tools and everything come from. And there's the education in there. And it's quite, certainly the level I am. I don't, because Sarah's much more advanced than me, but it's sort of fairly generic. And in fact, if you've been a trader before, you might find it all a bit simple. But in the Facebook group, the education units in there are quite specific about actually trading and, the indicators and what you actually need to do and checklists and all those kind of things. So there's sort of two sources of information. But Sarah does her live trading. It will be 8 o'clock in the morning for you. So I don't know whether you're an early bird or what your schedule is, but
well, I used to have to be up in the market by 5:30 in the morning.
Right.
Because I was on the West Coast.
But here's the live trading schedule, and this is just our lot. Never mind the 80 professors who are on the Go Live TV. So just letting it load. There's 8 hours a day, and we cover Australia, North America, Canada. So here's the new member orientation, how to get into the Discord chat group. And, I'm here all the time. So I sleep in shifts. So, I'm online here late at night till early hours of the morning. I work quite a lot at weekends, mostly on my education and stuff. And then I'm up early for London. I love doing the London trading because that's the biggest volume. I was trying to find where the getting a broker and a demo account. I was trying to find where the live trading is. I clicked, there it is, live trading. Here we are. This is us. This is just in our group. So 3 a.m. EST, 4 a.m., 8 a.m. EST, 9 a.m. EST, 2 p.m. EST, 3 p.m. EST, and 2 a.m. EST. And you've got also a Q&A session, so which is 3 p.m. EST, which is Brian, who's in Australia. Super lovely man, and he's been running that for 2.5 years. He even helped Helen before she joined, which we kept a bit quiet about, but really, bless him, it's really sweet. Now, do you work on Mac or PC?
PC.
Oh, that's good. That's another reason I don't use Mac either, but that's perfect for MT4 if you want to stick with that. That's another reason we moved to Pepperstone, was because Helen had, well, not just Helen, a lot of people have problems getting Mac to interface with MT4.
Yeah, that's why I had to give up my Mac when I started trading. That's when I went to PC.
Okay, but with Pepperstone, it's web-based. You can run it off Pepperstone if you wanted to on a Mac.
Or new C Trader.
Yeah.
So these are the times of the different markets on here?
No, this is when we do our live trading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the markets are here. So at the moment we're in this is on a Forex Factory, Sydney times. This is in my local time, remember. So Tokyo, London till 6:16 local for me, and then New York at the moment. It's local time to you. Sorry, is 1:15. Yeah. Sorry, that's my mistake.
Yeah,
that's
I can always look this up.
It's on here.
Yeah.
This is free for everybody, as is the loss calculator. Okay, so that's
what's the report or the meeting that comes out once a month that you'd never trade when that comes out? What is it called again?
Oh, that's non-farm payroll.
No, there's another one.
The FOMEC, do you mean the interest rates?
Yeah.
Unemployment rates, yes, we had that today, I think. Unemployment claims today. Yeah, so that we don't trade an hour either side of a red flag announcement like that, but non-farm payroll at the end of each month, a lot of us, that's on a Friday, a lot of us just do not trade at all on that Friday. It's
I didn't either.
Too risky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, have the day off, watch a video.
Okay, well, you know what? I think I've got to digest all of this.
Yeah, sure.
And I've also got to look at, because I have zero money.
I know.
Any of the government money that, other people got.
Oh.
And another story, I don't know why. And
oh no.
And I'm waiting for an unemployment claim, and they're so backed up here that they haven't even gotten to mine yet. So, yeah, I just have to look at how I would even do this. I would love to.
Well, have you got 2 friends who might like to enroll in the university and do it?
Not that I know of. No, not right off.
What about online friends? No? Anyone you know through Facebook who you chat to in any of your groups?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it, So.
Yeah, because that's the other way of doing it, is to find 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got your own little team together. And certainly, there are a lot of people who even though you might not be able to drive, that don't stop other people who want to be able to drive. Because my only regret about this is I didn't join it a year earlier when I was very first heard about it. Oh, it's all maths. Don't think I can do that. And then someone approached me again a year later, and I immediately just said, yes, the product's money, because it's 6.6 trillion a day. It's the most liquid market there is. It's phenomenal. So, I know that, and again, I can't make claims, but I'm sure within 4 or 5 weeks, you'd be fine with it. Let me just put it that way. Whether subscription would be okay, not problem. But, you've got to, as you say, look at ways you can do that.
Yeah.
So work out what the cost is for a certain period of time, how to find that, and then, and certainly I'm happy to place people under you, when I get people, but when I get people signing up, or Helen does, it tends to be people where, like you, we've known each other quite a while, and I've just been sharing my journey and talking about what I'm doing. So, and that's where the way we find we're attracting a nice bunch of people where we all want to help each other and be successful, and sort of help each other do it for our own good.
Well, it sounds great because I traded by myself. I didn't have anyone else. I mean, I studied with someone here in the States who's written a couple of books and was really big on Fibonacci's. And I think his system was fine. Like I said, it was more my emotional, psychological things that were blocking my success. But I traded by myself every morning.
It can get lonely. I mean, I love my online. I don't know what I'd do without my online world. And Helen, bless her, makes sure she calls me every day, see I'm okay, and we have chats about things and we have a lot of common interests. And then we've got another lovely friend. She's French, but she's English, and she's been quite ill with COVID. She's in the UK. So we did virtual drinks. You know, she was still on her chicken soup and lying in bed, but we had drinks with her the other evening just for an hour till she got half an hour really before she got too tired. So, you know, that's what we want is a relaxed sort of group within a group where we really understand and relate to each other about women's problems and what it's been like. And we don't have to keep going over it, but we just know where we are in life and where we kind of want to be and just working towards it, you know. So, and I'm always here to help you answer any questions or help you or show you anything, you know. I did that with Helen, didn't I, for a long time.
Oh God, yeah, because well, I was in a, you know, similar situation because I had this non-paying client that completely wiped my cash flow out in the period sort of running up to Christmas and in the new year, and I didn't have the, you know, the 200 and whatever it was to join. So, you know, I just kind of kept close and kept a keen interest in it. And as soon as I had the money, then I joined up, and, you know, I'm now, you know, completely into it, and say working towards making money. And my plan is that, you know, this will, you know, I mean, I have got some other really nice work projects in the pipeline, but again, they're completely out of my control. It's, you know, it's not my decision whether these projects happen or not. You know, if they do happen, I should get paid really well, but they might not happen. You know, and in this current climate, you know, who could blame anyone for cancelling stuff, because, you know, it's everything's so uncertain. So, you know, for me, it is that, you know, I have to do it. I really want to do it. And it just makes eminent sense to me to have this ability to earn money whenever you want, really, and say have that control over it, and you haven't got some shitty boss or a client that's, say, doesn't pay you, or a project that gets cancelled, or a project that's going to happen, and you do loads of work.
No, I don't really need any convincing, Helen. I don't need any,
you know, it's just so, yeah. But
no, I agree with you.
I've been in your position where, you know, cash was just so tight for a while, because I had this huge chunk of money not appear.
Right.
You know, and I've got 3 kids and, you know, bills to pay and all the rest of it. So everything was going into keeping, you know, food on the table and gas in the car and all those things. But then, you know, like these things do, they turn around a bit. So boom, I'm in and I'm off. So, you know, and obviously at the moment, I mean, I haven't actually been affected specifically by the COVID thing. Sarah has, because her main bricks and mortar holiday apartments business is just gone. I mean, like 3 hours notice, whatever it was. I haven't actually been affected by that, but I'm not entitled to any compensation either here in France, or I've got a business in the UK, and you know, as luck would have it, I don't actually qualify for any help from anybody. But hey, but you know, I am you know, I'm off the starting blocks with the Forex, so you know, it'll come. You know, if you really want to do it, you know, in the scheme of things, it's not that much. I mean, it's a hell of a lot if you haven't got it. But
no, I understand all that. You know what? I'm going to have to go. I love talking to you too, but I'm really going to have to. I have some other things I have to do. So, yeah, I don't need to be convinced, honestly. I know what it is. I know, you know, that I can make money. It's just really a matter of, you know, getting started. So,
yeah.
I think you'll do very well with it, and I'm not allowed to entice you, but Paul does NLP free. He's a practitioner, a lot of the kind of Neville Goddard stuff. And I think within, like, you remind me of Mirel, an Eastern European lady who within 4 to 5 weeks, she's okay with it. Let me just put it that way. And I'm not recording at the moment. So I think, you know, if you can manage, say, a month or 2 months, you'll probably be okay. You'll be, if you can accelerate it, you know, I can get you there with the BYOB. Yeah. So just kind of think about it like that, not like, oh, I've got to pay a whole year. Try and think about it like that. Maybe that might help. Or Helen talked to friends a long time before she joined me, so she already had 2 people lined up to join with her. Yeah. So she doesn't pay her subscription because she already had 2 friends that wanted to do it. Yeah, because we showed them things. She'd talked to them. She'd showed them everything. They trusted her. They trusted me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met them personally as well, so that helps. And they've met my daughter. You know, there's kind of a, you know, vibe going on there, so that helps. But you know, so that's another way of looking at it.
Okay.
But I'm here for you, you know, anytime.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate
that. Oh
that.
no, you know, you're very, very welcome. I'm always here for a natter, as we say in English, Cara.
And it's Cara.
Yes.
Just so you know,
Cara.
It's Cara.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, English.
Right.
English. Right. You see, I say grass. You probably say grass, do you? Yeah. So you see, that's my English vowel sounds.
Oh,
my regional accent.
Okay.
And I would say bath, not bath.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So try and remember to say Cara. Yeah. Because I would always call you Cara. Yeah.
Well, if you were going to say care, like you care for someone.
Yeah, that's nice. Cara, the same.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's a nice Freudian analogy, given our interest in Neville Goddard.
Oh, I love Neville.
Oh, I love Neville.
Yeah, and I got this NLP myself.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Well, we'll do our manifestation then. I shall do that. I shall start to do that on your behalf.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing it, you know. I've been doing it, so I will continue.
Well, welcome aboard. Oh, it's so fantastic. Cara's so successful. My God, she's got this Forex thing down. This is incredible. That's how Neville, go to the end, go to the end, go to the end. I know, love Neville.
That was great.
Yeah. Okay then, love you and leave you then.
Thanks both of you. I'll be in touch.
Yeah, love to talk to you. It's been great.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.